For this pattern I'm using an Arex dry fly traditional hook size 12. For the thread I'm using 8/0 orange unit. For the rib I'm using a red wire. For the body and tail I'm using a male pheasant tail. And for the hackle I'm using a grey partridge. Now to start the fly, come in with your tying silk and trap it in directly behind the eye of the hook with 5 or 6 nice firm turns. Snip off the waist end and now immediately mount the wire on top of the hook. The benefit of this is it gives you a nice smooth underbody. Trap down the wire with tight touching turns and bring your fly tying thread to a point just opposite the point of the hook. Now take your pheasant tail and cut off 5 or 6 pheasant tail fibres. Here I've got a few too many, so just pull a couple out. So it's something like that. And now we judge the length of the tail compared to the hook, and we trap down those fibres with 3 or 4 nice tight turns of thread. Now bring your tying thread back up the hook shank to a point where the body will end. Now in tight touching turns, bring the thread back up and down the hook shank to create a nice underbody. Now taking the pheasant tail fibres in your fingers, simply wrap them on the hook in nice tight touching turns. Once you're happy with the finished length of the fly body, simply come in with your fly tying thread and trap those fibres down. I like to take just a couple of turns in front. Now take your wire and start to create a nice even segmented rib to the fly. It's up to you how many ribs you want, but I generally like 6 or 7. Once you're happy with that, come in with your fly tying thread and trap that wire down with 4 or 5 nice firm wraps. Fret off the waist end of thread, and now you're ready for your partridge hackle. Take your partridge hackle and just stroke back those fibres to expose a nice small tip, like so. Take your scissors and just trim that tip down to a more manageable size, and then come in with your thread and bind that tip down. Now take your hackle pliers and in nice firm and segmental wraps. Wrap that hackle. It's up to you how many turns of hackle you want, but here I'm going to take 3. Come in with your tying thread and trap that hackle down with 2 nice firm wraps. I like to take a couple more in front. Come in with your scissors, trim off the butt end, and now start to build up a nice pronounced head to the fly. Not too big, something like that. Now come in with your whip finish and take 2 or 3 nice firm whip finishes. Tighten your silk, and now come in with your scissors, trim off any stray hackle ends and cut the fly tying thread. Ping the hook with your finger to separate the hackle barbs, and there you have the Endrick Spider.